anybody else's hands, this is a microphone. In my hands, it's a pipe
too much to be done on this mic that I ain't doing ready.
Pipe bomb. Pipe bomb. Pipe bomb. In anybody else's hands, this is a microphone. In my hands, it's a pipe bomb.
Okay, let's make that just a smidgen smaller. Okay, this is what I'd like to call Splinter-Mulch. And normally you'll see this deck right now as a green, blue, black deck, but I find that as too one-sided. But the point of this deck is to get that splinter trampling thing as big as you can and then to bash your opponent. So I added in white instead. Those are some filler creatures, but the white, it allows me to deal damage, attack, whatnot. I like Garrick. I'd like to add some more. I need to buy some more. These are the 3 of the 7 main cards in the deck, but the deck has 2 win conditions, which is what I like. The Boneyard Worm is the second. 2 mana by turn 4 could be pretty large. Mulch is very important. Gets you that land that you need and puts creatures in your graveyard, hopefully not the ones you do need. Ambush Viper, small creature, Death Touch. You know, if your opponent doesn't want to block it, that's 2 damage. Silver Chase Fox is fantastic. 2-drop, 2 mana, and it could deal with any enchantment. Doom Traveler, maybe one of the best white commons made. Pilgrim, it's an elf. Elves are necessary because, and here, instead of the blue, I added these Rangers guys because they give the creature hexproof. Now, all your lands have to be from Zendikar, otherwise your deck is pointless. And the townships just, you know, make your second win condition, which would just be attack with your creatures and tokens and whatnot, better. But the Fox is so important main deck because you're going to run into Spectral Flight or Burning Vengeance, and you need a way to deal with it. Now my sideboard, pretty simple. I'm gonna, well, doing it by converted mana cost doesn't help. Let's do it by name. That's good, alphabetical order. Okay, this is for zombie/vampire decks, or to make my humans larger if I need to. Find that a good card. Bumble Crush, or whatever it's called. That gets rid of almost anything, if they're mana locked or whatever. This is once again for zombie vampire decks. And this is for those pesky artifacts / other things. That's the reason why every deck that runs in Innistrad is going to have some form of enchantment destruction. But that card is going to, you know, it takes away your need for counter spells, the one that gives hexproof. Otherwise, it's kind of a double deck. It takes the idea of the Boneyard Worm and Splinter, and if you can't win with that, you win by attacking. So let's check out a game. As we turn the page, see what I did there? Okay, now I got a mulligan, but I really like this hand. So, red. Red means one of 2 things in Innistrad Black Constructed. It means either Burning Vengeance, or actually 3 things. Burning Vengeance, werewolves, or vampires. So red, blue, obviously Burning Vengeance, which I have the perfect cards in hand to deal with that. So I'm just going to start attacking because his deck is slow. It's as close to Valakut as humanly possible, but like the Harlem version of Valakut. It's as ghetto as it gets. So he's drawing, which isn't much of a tell. But let's see. Okay, so he kills off my creatures, which is fine because I get 2 1/1 flyers. I don't normally main deck that card like he does. But okay, so I got my Mulch, which is good. My Splinter. I don't have enough creatures though in the graveyard. So let's see what I get here. That's perfect. I'm gonna put 2 creatures in the graveyard. sadly, I get rid of my hexproof thingy, and I forget to attack, but it's okay. He has only 2 ways of dealing with flyers, and that's Brimstone and Geist Flame, so I'm not too worried. I want to kind of get myself... When you're playing this kind of deck, if he doesn't have Burning Vengeance out yet, you want to kind of get your guy out of Brimstone Morbid range, which is 6. So if you can get him to 7, which is fairly easy to do in this deck, you're in good shape. And if he does try and play Brimstone, I can deal with that pretty quick. Now, a lot of guys will try and slow play their Brimstones, that they have 3 mana for a Dissipate. Let me go keep track of my creatures here. I don't need to keep track of what he has in his graveyard. I'm pretty sure it has a Flashback. Then again, I think you can also look at the card and it kind of tells you. It's not like playing on paper where you have to count everything. Okay, so he's going to Geist Flame. And I still get 3 damage, and I don't know why he didn't double Geist Flame there, but I guess he wanted to keep mana open in case he had a counterspell. Yeah, so he doesn't have Burning Vengeance in his hand. He's drawing way too much. If he's using his Flashback, or, you know, if he doesn't have the mana drops, chances are he doesn't have the Brimstone in his hand. So I'm just going to keep throwing creatures out there. And keep attacking, because nothing he can do about it. Unless he wants to Geist Flame my Spirit. Brimstone. Okay, that's not terrible. Still get 2 creatures. He saves 2 life. Not the end of the world. And there will be people you will play against that will use some form of black mana for the Forbidden Alchemy, but now my Splinter Fright is in, is in a territory where it would be very hard for him to kill, especially with a low mana base. So he gets out his Burning Vengeance. He doesn't have anything in the graveyard that really scares me. I mean, the Brimstone isn't as bad as the Geist Flame, because the Geist Flame, that has Flashback. You can double Geist Flame and do... Okay, so he's going to pop it back to my hand. That's annoying, but it's not the end of the world. Since, by doing that, he now has no mana to counter my Silver Chase Fox, I think that's what it's called. So, fuck. Actually, he could do 3 damage with it. No, 5 damage. Okay. Keep drawing mana, don't care. I'm gonna play this, get rid of his Burning Vengeance. Is that what it's called? Burning Vengeance? Burning Vengeance, yeah, that's what it's called. So I'm gonna exile it, so he has absolutely no chance of getting it back, not that he could anyway. Play my Splinter Fright, even though I know he can pop it back to my hand, but the more cards you get out of your opponent's graveyard while playing this style of deck, the better chance you have at winning. So, what he needs in his deck, to be honest, is Snapcaster Mages. And if he doesn't have them, or if he has like 1 or 2, you need 4. It brings back your Brimstone, it allows you to cast your Flashback for a lot cheaper, and it's a blocker. So, my Splinter Fright pretty much is going to own this game, because he's going to have to use his mana to constantly bounce it back, and with no Burning Vengeance, Shrine of Burning Vengeance, whatever, he really can't do much. because I don't have fatal damage, whatever it's called, but I could get him down to 1, which is pretty much a death now, barring him using a I don't know, a slag storm or something. Yeah, he pretty much has nothing. Really, I would try and go to 1, use the ability to draw cards, and try and get something. But that's all he can do. So I'm gonna play that again. And he's pretty much done for, because he'll be down to 8-ish. Can't do math. So that's good. And unless he has another way of bringing that back to my hand. Okay, see, now he's drawing out of desperation. I mean, that's a desperation draw right there. It's a card you don't want to use on in your main phase, especially your first main phase. He's looking for a silent departure. So if he doesn't have one in hand, he would probably tap the 2 red and the blue, and then pray. Yep, I think he got it, which is top decking. But whatever, I'll get out another creature quickly after he desperation draws again. Quick creature to get some more damage in. I think the Burning Vengeance deck, although it is the more popular of the decks out there, is going to die out fairly quickly. There's just way too much. People playing any style of deck will splash in either green or white for enchantment destruction. And I mean, with Naturalize and that white card that gets rid of enchantments, it's pretty much over. I'm gonna deal what, 5? He's down to 1. Yeah, he's dead. Slag Storm wouldn't even save him here. If he gets out of Black Sun Zenith, then yeah, I'm screwed. But I don't know how he would do that. Maybe like pray or build a giant gold statue to Black Suns. Okay, I won the game. So let me draw. Oh, Gavenry Township would have been nice. That takes Geist Flame and just says, "Hey, Geist Flame, fuck you." Okay, let's sideboard. Let's put some things in. I'm gonna. What am I gonna do here? I don't even know. The Ambush Vipers aren't terribly important, and add 2 Naturalizes, which 3 Naturalizes. Yeah, so you have to have 15 cards in your sideboard. Come on, you know how to do it. I think taking out a Silver Chase Fox. Okay, I took out a silver. I don't know why it cut out there, but I took out 1 Silver Chase Fox, and I happened to mulligan to 1, so I'm in pretty good shape. Minus the mulch, which I desperately need. You're gonna see this deck as a 12 creature blue, black, green deck with Forbidden Alchemy, Mulch, Splinter Fright, and Forbidden Alchemy. But that deck is so dependent on those 8 creatures, the Boneyard Worm and the other creature, that it just doesn't, to me, it doesn't make much sense. There's not enough counter magic in the game to make that deck work. So what I could do, in theory, is play the Boneyard Worm just so that it goes to the graveyard, but I'm not going to bother with it. He's not exactly mana screwed, but I think he's saving a mana for a Dissipate. And I finally get out a creature. I'm excited. Really, the best thing for him, if he played this game correctly, would be to let the elf stay alive, not kill it off, because he knows that I'm trying to keep my cards around. You know, I'm trying to get cards into my graveyard. I'm not trying to, yeah. Okay, Boneyard Worm, 1/1, not the end of the world. But I did that for a reason. Let him waste a card in his graveyard he could use with Burning Vengeance. And, okay, so Guy's Flame. So he's got 2 Guy's Flames in his graveyard. And he uses a Forbidden Alchemy. So this is where he'll get a Burning Vengeance, because Forbidden Alchemy always gives you Burning Vengeance. Especially when you sacrifice another Forbidden Alchemy. That's a new one for me, because normally in your hand, if you're playing this kind of deck, you want Forbidden Alchemy in your hand. You don't want to sack it. You only get to use it once, not twice, which is kind of odd. So let's throw out another Boneyard Worm. This time a 2/2, which takes out a Geist Flame territory for the moment. Unless he does something here. Brimstone, okay. That's why you need Snapcaster Mage in his deck. I also like Mind Shrieker, only because that card is one of the, you know, this set has some of the best cards I've ever seen. I mean, Mind Shrieker is insane. Yeah, it's a 1/1, but it's 2 mana, and its ability makes the Cawblade bird look like complete garbage. So hold on a second, I gotta put on the air conditioner. Okay. So gonna continue playing creatures because, you know, I A, need the creatures on the board, B, it deals damage, C, when they go in my graveyard, it makes my creatures bigger. I'm going to keep the Splinter Frights in my hand just in case, and I'm going to keep 2 mana open to make them think about Naturalize. Okay, he used a Forbidden Alchemy here. He had a 3rd. It was probably in his hand already. Huge mistake when you're playing Burning Vengeance. Miss your land drops. Do not miss land drops. The most important, probably the most important thing in the deck. Because without a lot of mana, you can't do anything. So there's his Shrine of Burning Vengeance. He can now start to whittle away at my creatures. Which, to be honest, is fine by me. Now, if he has a Dissipate here, that'll suck. But he doesn't. So I'm gonna just get rid of his 2nd Shrine of Burning Vengeance. And he's gonna do something in response. And he Geist Flams that. Deals 2 damage to that. I have no problem. I lose 2 creatures, and I get 2 flyers in return, plus my Boneyard Worm and my Splinter Fright are now more powerful, and one of his cards is now exiled, so I have no issues there. Now I have a very nasty looking Boneyard Worm. In his deck, there isn't much really that can. Okay. Blasphemous Act. Did not see that coming. I'm not gonna lie. That's a card I keep in my sideboard, just in case I'm playing a certain kind of deck. A werewolf deck or a white token deck. The problem with those white token decks, man, you don't want to kill off the creatures, but you have to kill off the creatures, otherwise you're going to take damage. But then they get creatures that are bigger and angrier, and are very anti-Semitic. I mean, those flying spirit tokens just have some serious, serious issues they need to go to the doctor to go see. By the way, very disappointed with the, oh, another Shrine of Burning Vengeance, whatever it's called, you know what I mean. And a Rolling Trembler, not sure. I think he told me he made a misplay. Either way, I don't think he really could have done anything regardless. Okay, so 2 cards, and they're both lands. Fantastic. Just what I need. Yeah, he tells me they made a misplay. I love it. When you play an Innistrad block constructed, you get so many Watchers. One time I had 7 Watchers. Oh, Silver Chase Fox. That's game. And there's absolutely nothing he can do here. My Splinter Fright's too big, but I don't want to play it just in case he does have another blasphemous act. He would need 8 mana to do it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, he doesn't have 8 mana, but if I would have played the other, now he has 8, but if I would have played the other Splinter Fright, it makes Blasphemous Act 2 mana less to cast, which is a great card, by the way. I don't know why people haven't used that more often. And his last Shrine of Burning Vengeance. But I'm really not worried about it because that's his last. It's his last real option. By the way, before a game, it's customary to say good luck. What did I sack? Okay, get another creature, so it's bigger. And a township. That's game. So let me just make my dude bigger. And he's dead. But everyone says good game before the end of a game. Really? I mean, do you mean it? You don't want the other guy to have a good game. You want to have a good game, not him. You know, I'm tired of the whole good game, everybody. No, not a good fucking game. I want a good game, not you. Okay, so I'll be completely. That was. I think that's a misplay. If my guy can't kill him, because he could have used that to bring back the Blasphemous Act, and he would have had the mana to cast it. But yeah, that was a major misplay. If my guy, what is he? Yeah, he's a 10/10, so he wouldn't have been dead. Forbidden Alchemy. There's nothing in his deck really that can help him other than Blasphemous Act, which is currently in his graveyard, and he already wasted his Snapcaster. And 3 of his 4 Shrine of Burning Vengeance. I say that because it's like Shrine of Burning Rage are exiled. So he's looking, sack Ice Flame, Fire Thingy, and oh, that's the counterspell he's using? Do never use that counterspell, ever. Using that counterspell is like, I don't know, it's like having a shitty card in your deck. I guess that's the best way to say it. So, I dislike that card immensely. Desperation Draw. Wouldn't matter. It's game anyway. What's he gonna do? Not the Desperation Draw. Get me down to 16. His deck needs to be faster. So far, after playtesting his deck multiple times, the Burning Vengeance, I've tried to get every kind of creature into it. Invisible Stalkers and other things, but his deck needs to be faster. My deck worked out pretty well. So I hope this helped a little bit, and I'll start working on my next block deck. Peace out.